Morning everyone. Tony, how are you all? I hope you're all doing well. It is the 8th of the 4th, 2025. It's been a few days since I've made it or done a share. It's because I've had several things on and I've also been in hospital due to a spider bite. I hate spiders at the best of times, let alone being bitten on the bloody foot by one. But I'm not even going to share that story. It's one unto itself and it's just elongated. My stay in hospital was quite pleasant. It was really quite nice until I got to what was not meant to be my last day, but it was. I'd been in hospital for about 5-6 nights. All the staff, nurses, doctors, everyone was lovely, just lovely. I had to be moved to a singular room, which I didn't have a problem with, but I was directly across the hallway from the medication room. So I'm sitting in this singular room and all I can hear is a bang. It's the medication door shutting. It's very, very heavy. And I get that they've got to keep it locked. I understand that. I'm going to read you a text that I wrote to one or two friends. And it probably seemed a bit cheesy, but I did some calculations with the numbers. Having acute PTSD and acute depression, BPD, the biggest thing for myself is noise and what would you call it? A really loud noise, as in a door slam, bang. It just sends me into a place that it feels like I can't come back from. It truly does. I ended up lying in a fetal position for approximately 8 hours, crying my eyes out. I had about 8 blankets on. 8. The room was so damn cold. Within the first 3 minutes of being in the room and hearing several bangs straight away, I just went back out. I was calm, I was composed, I spoke quietly, but I could feel the energy wearing up within myself. And I said to the ladies, I have da, da, and da. I can't be in that room. I can't listen to that bang. And all they could say to me is the door has to be locked. I said, I'm not disputing that. For me, I said, with PTSD, I can't handle the bang. Well, shut your door. I knew shutting my door wasn't going to make any difference. But I thought, okay, benefit of the doubt, I'll shut my door. Didn't do a damn thing. Still heard the bang, still just as, not quite as loud, probably 9/10 as loud. By 8 o'clock that night, something around that time frame, I lost it. I absolutely lost my lollies. I ended up screaming, shouting. Just my mindset was not good. Not good at all. I counted, I know this is going to sound probably a little bit ridiculous, but I thought to myself how, right at the very, very start when I felt myself just sliding in that bloody tunnel, what can I do to try and refocus? I'll count. So I started counting the bangs, as hard as what it bloody was. and I'm crying like a little girl in a fetal position. I'm counting the bangs. Now, I counted 360 bangs in the first hour. After that, I was a goner. I couldn't do it anymore. That equates to approximately one bang every 10 seconds. Bang as in door bang. And I'm not talking about a little bang. I'm talking very loud bang, windows vibrate, bang, that kind of thing. So that's one big bang every 10 seconds. That's 6 big bangs in 1 minute. That's 360 bangs in 1 hour. Make that approximately 8 hours. 2,880 bangs, door slams, bangs that I had to listen to. And the ladies wondered why I lost my plot. I lost my plot. Self-harm, yes, I will admit to that. It's not a healthy way to cope. It's almost like a healthy, non-healthy mechanism that I do. Not the smartest of choices, no. It alleviates something. It's something I definitely need to talk to my support people about. However, one of the lines one of the nurses said to me is, do you really think that was a smart decision to self-harm? And I just looked at this lady. I'm losing my train of thought here because it was just so, it was all just so highly strung, and I don't know if that is the right terminology or not, but that's how it was for me. I thought to myself later, I'm one of these people that I can hear something and then I need to process. I'm slow at processing. And then I thought after, I could have said this, I could have said that, I could have done this, I could have done that. But when she said that to me, I just felt like saying to her, do you really think a mental health patient in the mindset that I had at that time, do you really think that's the best choice or the best words you can say to somebody that's just in that moment? And it's not a good moment, but I was in that moment. My whole body has just gone so tense and my stomach is just, I left that hospital 8, 9 o'clock that night. I don't really know what time it was, to be honest. I'd have to look back through on the time frames that I rang. I rang a friend, a lovely friend, and she just dropped everything and come and pick me up. And I will be forever grateful for that. Forever grateful. I'm looking at something up on the wall there and it feels like a spider, but I don't. It's an old smoke alarm holder. I need to get it taken down. However, she picked me up and she brought me home and made sure I was inside safe, and I was fine then. As soon as I got home, it was I just cried and cried and cried. Embarrassing? Yeah, it's embarrassing when I lose my shit. Not only that, it's like all this shame because people people have seen me at my worst, and it's quite a large group of people, as in the people that were in hospital. By the time I left, there was not one person out in the office area at all. Obviously, everybody was made to huddle up one area. I mean, what did they think I was going to do, knock them out or something? I mean, come on, they were the ones in the first place that didn't want to listen. They didn't listen. And I said to several of them, by the time I had lost my shit, this is a healthcare profession. It's a healthcare service. I'm in a fucking hospital, for Christ's sakes. And nobody listened. Nobody listened or wanted to listen or wanted to follow through with some kind of positive action that would have saved me losing my shit. One of the doctors came in. She said, "How can we help you?" And I said, "It's a bit late. It's too late. I'm done. I've had it. I'm going." And she said, "Well, what if we swap your rooms?" And I turned and I looked and I went, "Hey, why didn't you think of that 8 hours ago? I asked you if I could do that 8 hours ago, and I was not listened to." I did the right thing yesterday. I went into my GP. She rang the hospital, got the information she needed to get so I could get the adequate medication. So I'm kind of on quarantine at home, which I really don't mind because I'm home all the time on my own, most of the time anyway. If anything, for me, it just proved, I rest my case, for the want of a better word, it just proved again that people don't want to listen to people with mental health issues. How many people, and I couldn't give you a statistical point here, how many people have died within care from mental health issues? How many people have died because people won't listen, or people have put them in a position that they should not have been put into in the first place? I totally get that I'm not the only person in hospital. Totally understand that. I totally understand that there are many others in a somewhat worse position than what I would have been or than I was in at that point in time. I'm just getting a drink of water. All it took was for somebody to listen to me, and for someone to, whether they understood or not, for someone to say, "I hear what you're saying, Tony. Let's put our heads together and see what we can do. Let me talk to the staff or the matron, whomever was on at that time, whom told me just to shut my door on Saturday. That was the best matronly position that she could give me, or suggestion she could give me, was to shut my door because the medical door had to be locked." Wow. And you're the professional, sweetie. You're the professional. However, excuse me, I have a drink. Sip of water. I don't know how many times I have tried to reach out to people with my mental health issues. These are the reasons why I cannot fucking stand that "Are you okay" day. Because I was not okay Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon. I lay in a fetal position, crying my eyes out with 8 friggin' blankets on me. I couldn't keep the door shut. I did, but I shouldn't have, because the room was ice. It was icy bloody cold. And that wasn't just because I was unwell. It was fucking freezing in that room. But coming back to what I was talking about, all those things to me is just superficial bullshit. Superficial bullshit. Making them look good because they think that they're helping people, when in essence it just makes them, or they are hoping that they look good. All the shit that they put on Facebook, speak even if your voice shakes. Now, how many times have I done that with whom I thought was my friend, was not my friend, was not my friend. Quack, 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 quack. I heard that. I've spoken about that once before. They've gone and, yeah. I kind of get stumped for words because it becomes so overwhelming for me. I've had to live with this shit all my life. And now that I'm an adult, and it took me a long time, as silly as this may sound, it took me a long time in recovery to realise I am an adult. Majority of people that I had surrounded myself with were people that prefer me to be that selfless, immature, browbeaten person because they had control over me. They would say, "Peep," and I'd say, "How high do you want me to jump?" And now that I'm realising, or have realised for several years, that I'm an adult, that I don't need to say, "How high do you want me to jump?" if they go boo. I don't have to live my life according to what other people say. Don't get me wrong, I'm more than open to constructive criticism. I truly am. Now, if I'm in the wrong in any way, shape or form, or even on Saturday night, if I was in the wrong in some way and it's brought to my attention, I will apologise. I will apologise. It becomes not only shameful and embarrassing, but it's like someone standing there pushing their thumb back into those bruises that have been within me mentally and emotionally nearly all my life. Nearly all my life. I would react as such when I was younger, and I never ever understood it. I never understood why, even at school, I couldn't handle the loud bang of a door or someone slamming the book down beside me, because it would just jolt me into this, this mindset, and then I couldn't cope. I couldn't cope. I don't know why, but some people seem to find these things funny. I really don't know what's funny about it. If someone could please explain to me what is funny about someone that has and is being very honest about mental health issues, that they can find it funny. And I'm not saying that the hospital found it funny. I'm not saying that at all. I'm speaking in the general public. And so I'm not making a blanket statement by all means. This is just my observation in the general public. And even when I did work in the welfare sector, some of the things that I witnessed staff saying, the shall we say, non-supportive lines, non-supportive, oh, it's such and such at the door, and they run to the next room so that whoever the staff member was that answered the door would say, oh, I'm sorry, they're not here, they're not available, when that client needed them. Well, that was me on Saturday night. I truly needed somebody to believe me, to understand that listening to nearly 3,000 bangs, the door banging, in approximately 8 or so hours, it's enough to send someone without mental health issues. I was speaking with my son about it yesterday, and he too said, Mum, he said it would drive me fucking balmy. It'd send me fucking mental. And I'm like, thank you. Not that I want to see my sons, any of my sons, in a position as such. In fact, I wouldn't want to see anybody in a position as such. And then there's people that say, oh, I understand. I understand. Well, no, you don't, because you're not helping me. If you understood, if they truly understood how I felt and what this noise was doing to me, I would have been moved hours earlier. Instead, they wait till I've lost my shit. Then a doctor says, how about we move you? Duh. Hello? Are we a doctor? What are we? Anyway, I'm grateful I came home. It is much quieter. My mum used to absolutely abhor going to hospital because she used to, and we always used to think it was Mum, and probably to a degree it probably was, and I'm not laughing because there is nothing funny in it. She would fight with the nurses about her medication, and I've watched it. I've watched nurses bring in the wrong medication, and I've said to Mum, this is the colour tablet, and this is the number that was written on it. And she would know pronto, straight away, it's the wrong medication. And that was something I noticed as well. They would give me Panadol that carries a certain number on it instead of the medication I was meant to have that carries a 300 on it. Why? Why fuck around with someone's medication? It's taken us, as in myself and my support people, around 4 to 5 years to figure out what works best for me. And what I take now, albeit it is very strong medication, it has taken us X years to get to a point where it feels the most comfortable, is probably the best term I can use, the most comfortable. I'm just putting a blanket over my legs. Part of me wanted to do a little bit of sharing when I was in hospital, and I felt really uncomfortable doing that. Not just for the fact that somebody could walk through the door and, I don't know, hear me, but the fact that I was sharing a room with someone, and it just didn't feel appropriate. It's been, as I've said, quite a few days, I think about 10 days or something, since I've had a share. Now, when I started sharing on this platform, I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. Keep it as simple as possible. I didn't want to say, right, Tony, you have to share Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 23 minutes. Like, I didn't want to put that kind of, I get what you put in is what you get out. I get that sort of stuff. But I didn't want to put that kind of pressure on myself, because life itself, when living with mental health issues, it's hard enough as it is, let alone putting that kind of pressure. And yep, okay, people may not like what I share. It's okay, it's a personal preference. And I've shared this many a time. If something is triggered in you from what I'm sharing, that's not about me. That's about you. And then you've got a choice as to whether you want to do something about it or not. It's exactly the same for me. The things that trigger me, it's up to me what I want to do about it or not do about it. I don't mind sharing the nitty-gritty of mental health issues. I don't mind sharing it. My greatest fear is being laughed at, is having the shit taken out of me or the piss taken out of me because I'm sharing honestly, because I'm sharing what it feels like. I've often shared that with mental health issues, for me, it's like being stuck in like a vortex, and I'm stuck in this tunnel and I'm going flat out in this bloody tunnel with no arms and legs, so I've got no way of stopping. And it's almost as though I have no option but to keep going with it. I can't make arms and legs grow. Maybe that's something I need to think about. I mean, really? Probably the most fucking ridiculous thing I've said. Maybe I should think about making arms and legs grow. Metaphorically. I have lost some of my most dearest friends to mental health issues, to mental health. I don't want to be one of those statistics. I truly don't. But when I end up in a mindset as such, it's not a healthy place for me to be. And it does become very scary for me. Thank you very much to my friend that picked me up. I won't go into names there. I am very, very grateful that there are people in this world that get it, that just plain, simply get it. Yeah. I feel like I want to continue sharing, but I've shared for nearly half an hour and I think that's absolutely plenty. I didn't want to make my sharing this long-winded spiel every time. I don't know, maybe I might share later some kind of detail or whatever it was that has come up for me with this. I hate having mental health. I hate it. I despise it. And maybe that's where I need to start again, is learning to love myself with mental illness. I screw my nose up at it and I think, how the fuck can anyone love themselves with mental health issues? How? I know I can love other people when they've got mental health issues, but I just can't do it for me. I'm open to suggestions, everyone. Please feel free to contact, write a comment. You know, to me, it will be very much an unbiased comment or an unbiased answer from myself. I truly believe the more we can all bandy together, the much healthier it becomes for all of us. If we can all support each other somehow and not take the piss out of each other and not put that proverbial knife in each other's back when we turn. I know I don't. Because I've lost far too many people to this shitful mindset, to this shitful thing that all I can think about at the moment is my dad and how he used to go through the house slamming the doors. Slam, slam, slam. And that's where it takes me. That's where it took me. And then it's like sitting and waiting for the gun to come out, because that's where my fucking father would go. Not all the time, but that's where he would go. Pissed or not pissed, that's where he would fucking go. That is the trauma of where a door banging can take me. I only listen, be it documentaries, be it movies, war veterans. My heart truly goes out to war veterans. I mean, I watched the start of, Saving Private Ryan, I was going to say, but I don't think that's the name of it. There's a movie there that at the start of it, the guns are relentless, the bombs are relentless, the screaming, the crying, the blood, the everything. It was absolutely relentless. I couldn't sit and listen to it. I had to remove myself from the lounge room, just listening to the start of the movie. And in essence, the movie was about a family, mum and dad, that had 4 boys. And because of the government, all 4 boys were sent to war. And 3 of those boys had been killed. So the government, or one particular body, will bring this man home. Because this family, and it makes me want to cry, this family have lost 3 people. I have 4 boys. Mental health sucks. It fucking sucks. I don't care what anyone says. Mental health fucking sucks. And the government need to do more than just have an "Are you okay" day. Use people that have mental health issues. Ask them if they want to stand there and talk to people about it, instead of someone standing behind a table with a zillion pamphlets, and then you get given a zillion pamphlets and try this place or try that place. You know, yeah, okay, that might be a start, but really? Is that what it's reduced to? Shoving pamphlets in people's hands? Surely there can be a much better, a much more caring way of reaching out to people of doing things, surely. I hope you all have a really good day. Something funny to share. I don't feel like sharing something funny, but it's something I need to push through. So something funny. I don't know if this is funny or not. Years ago, I was asked to go to a 21st birthday with a good friend of mine. And we were both overeaters. Probably sounds a bit silly, but we were both overeaters. Both going to Overeaters Anonymous and doing our best to not overeat. I'm a vegetarian, and there was a big barbecue for tea, and that's fine. I just go with the flow. I don't like making an issue of it. I went to find the toilet, and I found this big fridge in a back room in the laundry. And I opened the fridge door, and here's this beautiful cake. Oh, I just had to try a little bit. It was only a little bit, like a little egg. It was just a little bit. Anyway, I didn't think it through. I just didn't say yes. In a way, it was very selfish. Tasted very nice, but it was very selfish. Back I go out to where my friend was, and she said, did you find the toilet? But yeah, no problem, it's okay. I couldn't find my friend. She went to go to find the toilet, and I couldn't find her for, 15, 20 minutes. And I'm thinking, God, has she gone home? Did something happen? And then she came back. Just a little bit of cream, just here. And I said to her, you better wipe your face, doll. She said, why? I said, because you've got a bit of cream on your face. So she quickly wiped her face. She said, oh, God, was that really obvious? And I went, yep. Within 20 minutes or so of that, I don't know what the time frame was, but because we were both drinking at that time, I was drinking at that time anyway. And someone comes out with this big cake, and then the girl, I don't even know her name because I'd never met her. I'd been asked by a friend to go along. This girl screamed out of hurt and anger that someone had not devoured all, but had devoured pieces of her 21st birthday cake. I'm dobbing myself in and someone else in here at the moment. At different times, we had eaten parts of what we didn't know was a 21st cake. It was like an upright teddy bear kind of thing. I don't know, maybe other people had decided they'd like a piece of it too. I don't know, maybe I wasn't the only culprit. But my friend and I stood there and looked at each other and went, I said to her, I'm the culprit of the left leg. And she said, well, I was the right leg. And we had to cover our mouths so that we weren't seen laughing, because half the head and the other ear was gone as well. So obviously we weren't the only culprits, maybe not the only overeater there. But this girl's 21st teddy bear cake had been, I don't know, a third of it devoured. It was nice cake, I must admit, but I'm not sure if that's very funny. But each time I see or bump into my friend, which is the kind of friendship you don't see each other in 5 years, and it's like it was yesterday that you've seen each other, but we still laugh about it. We still do. And I am sorry to the person who owned the cake. that spoiled your birthday cake, I apologise. I'd probably never see you because I probably would never recognise you, but I do apologise for eating the leg of your birthday cake. So, there you go. Bit of a smile. Okay. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.